Hello, welcome back to River City Runs Red, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle here on Restless Barbarian Gaming, taking place in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm Aloysius, your storyteller for the Chronicle, here with my lovely players. Let's start with Jen.
It's always me, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll just do it.
You'll be off the hook next week.
Okay. I'm playing Delilah Cole, who is a Nosferatu who had a real bad time at the end of the last season or setting, and is currently hiding away in her basement.
All right, Nanad.
I'm playing Whisper, a Toriado thief who is currently also recovering from everything that happened last session.
In a more psychological sense and less a physical sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm Tom Bolthra. I am playing Ephraim, a Malkavian DJ, and he had a great night. I don't know about the rest of you. And mission accomplished, and is looking forward to getting this little sample back to the Tremere Chantry.
Yes, it was certainly an eventful evening, to say the least. But for those who don't know, our coterie tracked down a supposed thin blood. People may be questioning that, or they may not. By the name of Marcus to a underground party, rave, whatever, where things got a little hot and heavy with Marcus, Ephraim, and Yvain, while Whisper and Delilah sort of just stared. Not sure what to do in the particular situation.
Yeah.
After the fact, well, more so during the fact, Ephraim and Yvain were able to collect a blood and skin sample from Marcus. And then Delilah followed him out and ended up getting a nasty burn from her little encounter with him after the fact.
Yeah, I think I punched him first and then, tried to extinguish my hands on his clothes and then walked away.
Yes, which he sort of managed to move out of the way, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, Yep.
Right. But we will pick up the following evening. And I think it's good enough to start with Delilah, the wounded party.
Right, yeah. Okay, so Delilah has used her pager to contact her sire.
Okay, well, first off, before any of that, make me a rouse check, please.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Rouse check. It's just, nothing came up. It's just a blank space. I don't know what that means.
Well, I do not have Foundry up at the moment, so
okay.
Zero successes.
Okay.
All right, that's what I assumed that meant based off of what they were describing.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have the chat messages open. It'll tell you the results.
Okay. Yeah, let me get that going
on Foundry.
Yep, I'm trying to open up this window a little more, and there we go. Okay, yeah. Rousing blood, success 0.
All right. Well, then Delilah gets a little bit hungrier as she rises this next night. And I suppose a question before you do anything else. You do have 1 point of aggravated damage that you received the night previous. Okay. Would you like to try and mend that now, or would you like to hold off on trying to mend that?
She's already injured, so unless that's what you're talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. I think she's going to leave things as they are until she can show her sire what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then in that case, you go and try and talk to your sire.
Yeah. I'm gonna page him first because I don't want to be an asshole just walking in, you know.
Yeah,
So-
and just walk in.
Mhm.
All right. Well, what do you message him?
An asshole burned my hands. It hurts. Help.
And he'll just message back, "Are you in your haven?"
Yes. I'm typing it in, like, you know.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, with the pained, burned hands.
Yeah, it's like.
All right, and he very quickly responds,
Mhm.
"I will be there promptly."
Okay, thanks. I'm just sitting here now looking at my hands like, oh my god. They're all black and I don't know if this is going to work anymore.
Yep.
Mhm.
And a few minutes go by, and almost uncharacteristically, you hear your sire, Luke, knock on the door.
Okay, I'm going to go
Are
over and
you
try
in?
to... Yeah, I'm in here. I don't think I locked the door. I don't think I had the dexterity, but you'll see why in a minute.
All right. And he goes, and sure enough, the door is indeed unlocked.
Mhm.
And he opens it up and sort of like slides in and then promptly closes the door behind him.
Mhm. Yeah. And then assume these are black. Okay.
Yes.
This is what happened. This is what happened. This asshole named Marcus burned my hands for no reason.
And he quickly sort of like rushes to your side and begins to like look over your hands.
Mhm.
How did he do this to you?
I was following him from a distance, and he yelled back at me, and I stepped out from behind a statue or something. And, I don't know how quick he is, but he grabbed my hands and burned them. And I don't know what to do with this.
He touched you and your hands burned?
Yeah, they're black now.
I've not heard of... Well, I suppose there are certain blood sorcerers who have some control over fire, but there was no flame, no nothing.
He was smoking a cigarette, but he didn't use that. He just grabbed my hands, and then they were on fire.
Have you tried mending? Are you capable of that?
I think I would need my hands to do that. I mean, I don't know what happens.
No, child. Rousing your blood to force your body to heal.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. So what do I roll now? Rouse again?
In order to heal a point of aggravated damage, unlike superficial, where you only need to roll one rouse check, in order to mend a point of aggravated damage, you need to roll 3 rouse checks.
3? Does the first one count or no?
Nope, that was your nightly rouse check.
Okay. So I'm rolling again. I got something. There's like a star next to the Ankh thing.
It's a success.
Okay, so success.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more?
Yep, 2 more.
Okay. That one's a botch.
No success.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the last one is also a botch, and my hunger is way up there.
All right. So I believe that puts your hunger at 4 now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are so you do manage to rouse your blood and the like blackened, cracked hands before you begin to smooth over and heal themselves right before your eyes. However, in doing so, you now feel borderline ravenous.
Yeah. Okay, that worked. It worked. Thank you. I didn't know I could do that. I'm also starving.
Do you have anything on hand?
Mm-mm.
I believe you prefer feeding from
Rats.
animals, yes.
Yeah. It's just more ethical, you know? At least that's what I think now. Who knows? Maybe that'll change. But yeah, I don't know if there's any rats in here today.
Wait here. I'll be back in a few moments.
Okay, thank you.
And he sort of like leaves your apartment, and he's gone for maybe 10 minutes or so. And he then walks back in, and he is carrying sort of like a massive cage filled with like squirming, writhing rats just like running all over each other.
Oh god, that'll be helpful. I'm hoping they don't bite me, but we can try. So yeah, I'm gonna like really quickly try to grab one out before the rest come out.
Okay.
Or, that kind of thing. I don't know what to do for that either. Is that dexterity?
No, I mean,
okay.
if you want to roll, we can, but we can just say that you just do that.
Yeah, I'll just do that and then start feeding off of it.
All right.
And I might need 2 more.
And and he says, I think you will need many more than that.
Okay. Yeah.
These should hopefully slake your hunger to a more manageable level.
I hope so. All right, this one's done.
Yeah. So you just work on feeding on rats for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
She does.
You take time, and you go through the majority of the rats that he gives you.
Yeah.
To bring your hunger back down to a more manageable level.
Okay. What is a more manageable level?
It will say 1.
Okay. I'll reduce those, I guess. I don't know how to take that off of there. It's got 4 right now. I'll just remember it's 1 if I can.
You click the X.
Oh.
In the hunger box, it should take them away.
Yeah, I took them all away.
Yep. Just fill in 1. So.
I will fill in 1, and we're good. Okay. Yeah, so she's gonna eat the rats. I mean, train them. You know?
Yep. She eats the hell out of those rats.
Yeah. She doesn't like feeding on people.
Yeah.
So.
And you notice that sort of like as you're feeding on these rats, Luke sort of averts his attention for one reason or another.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
And sort of just like lets you feed, and when he hears the slurping sounds stop, he turns back to face you and your pile of rat carcasses.
Yes. We can dump those in the trash and take them out, I think.
A good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling better.
That is good, and I am glad to see your hands healed up very well.
I am surprised they did. I thought I was a goner, you know? They don't hurt as much now.
If they were any worse, you likely would not be in such good shape as you are now.
Right.
It would be a much more intensive process.
Yeah. Right. Sort of like what I went through to become Nosferatu. I don't know. I thought I'd lose my hands, but you helped.
That is what I am here for. It would be poor form to leave you floundering.
Yeah, well, thanks for helping. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Think nothing of it.
Okay.
Is there anything else you require of me?
I don't know right now. Did you have a plan in mind with something, or?
Not offhand, but I do believe I will be looking into this incident.
Thank you. I don't want to see that guy ever again. He'll probably do the same.
I'm sure he would like to avoid being caught as well.
Yeah. I didn't give him my name. I was wearing a mask. So.
And with your hands healed, hopefully he should have no way of discovering your identity.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just rest for a little while, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Okay. I'm going to climb back into bed.
And he sees himself out.
Okay.
All right, so you lay in bed for a while.
Yeah, and just kind of relax. You know?
All right, sounds good. So then we will move over to Whisper.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess
What you
rouse
up
first.
to?
Well, rousing, I pass, so don't get any hungrier.
Love that. We love it.
I haven't actually got hungry at all in this whole campaign.
Whisper is just like, I'm good. That hunger thing, I don't do that. It's good.
Yeah. So, I think I should try to get hold of Ephraim. Ask him if he needs help going to the Tremere Chantry to drop off his delivery. So I'd like to know what they're going to do with it.
All right. Ephraim, do you need assistance in delivering this blood to the Tremere Chantry?
Well, first I got to make sure that my host, the Hound, is able to schedule an appointment first.
All right. So you get so Whisper gets in contact with you. Also, since we're at it, Ephraim, why don't you make me a rouse check?
Okay. And hungrier. I'm at 3 hunger. So I'm going to need a snack before I do anything this evening.
All right. So Whisper gets in contact with you, and then you get in contact with Rick to arrange a meeting ASAP.
Like a game of broken telephone. So I get in touch with him, he gets in touch with Rick, and Rick gets in touch with the Tremere. So.
Yeah. Yes. And it's just a grapevine there and back.
Yeah.
And maybe about 20 minutes goes by between this whole exchange before you hear back from Rick saying Pierce is willing to meet. He seems pleased.
Okay.
One thing I want to do before we go is check because I've still got the camera set up monitoring Alice's house. So I want to see if I see what's his name, Marcus, on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he heads back there or.
All right. Yeah, so you look at the cameras, and you're looking at it from the night previously, during the day, any particular time.
Yeah, I assume they're kind of motion activated. So
yeah, just like sifting through. All right.
Yeah.
You do see him show up around 5 a.m., give or take, to the house.
What time did we leave the club last night?
Left the club probably around 2:30.
Okay, so he didn't go straight back there. He went unless it's like, yeah, it wouldn't take him 2 hours to get there.
No, it would not take him 2 hours to get there.
Okay, so he headed somewhere else. So is he still there, or does he go out?
As far as you can tell,
He's a mage. He's paradoxing the storyteller.
Hashtag please don't be a mage. So.
Yes, as far as you can tell, he has not left.
Okay. So I sent another message to Ephraim saying, I think Marcus is at the house that we've been keeping an eye on. So then the same to Delilah and to Ariel. But
I'll tell Whisper, meet me at a Diablo Club in an hour.
Okay.
And Ephraim is going to go over to the club and see if any of his girls are around. Ashley, Tiffany, all the ones whose last names or first names end in Y.
Yeah.
Brittany, Kelsey.
All of those EY girls.
Yeah, exactly. If any of them are around.
All right. So, would you be making a hunting roll then?
I will be.
All right.
That is What am I using for that? Is that
and if I remember correctly, you are a scene queen, correct?
no, Osiris.
Osiris, my
Yes.
apologies.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm.
Jeez.
All right, then. You are using your manipulation plus subterfuge, or your intimidation plus fame, depending on how you want to go about it.
Oh, we're going manipulation and subterfuge.
All right.
I have 7 dice in that, so.
Yeah, turning on the charm.
Of course. 3 successes, but possible bestial failure.
Oh.
All right. Well, luckily, 3 successes is plenty to find one of your regular girls. You do manage to hunt down Brittany. And she sort of like turns to face you and is like, Ephraim, where you been?
Oh, busy girl. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm always happy to see DJ Blackout.
And he's gonna slide up, put his arm around her waist, and just give her a little kiss on the cheek.
And she lets out sort of like a playful giggle.
And he will guide her to the looming shadows of the club.
All right.
Where it looks like he's making out with her, but he's gonna sink his fangs into her neck.
All right. And how much are you going to feed off of her? Also, she goes completely.
Yeah.
She goes completely willingly. Like she is, even without your supernatural charms, she is within your thrall.
Yeah. He's only gonna take 1.
Okay.
So, and it would be in bad form to go looking for another one. But I never said he was a polite gentleman. So he will probably within about 15 minutes after he makes sure she's up, this one's up and walking, he's gonna go find another one.
Yeah, she's stumbling a little bit, but you know, most people would just think she's a little tipsy.
Exactly. She can't handle her liquor. So yeah, he's gonna go looking for another one because he wants a little more before he heads out for the evening.
All right, I'll make me another roll then.
Sounds good.
To hunt down a different girl.
Yeah. Let's see. Eight successes, critical success.
Oh my.
Say 8 successes. Okay.
I can find 8 girls.
Well, you do manage to find 2 of your sort of like regular girls. You find Courtney and Haley, sort of like hanging out together, giggling over a few drinks, sort of like on the back wall, and they're sort of at that like messy drunk stage where they're just kind of like making out with each other a little bit here and there.
And he'll sit down and just kind of slide in between them. He just kind of uses his hands to just like move them aside because he wants them to pay attention to him.
Yeah, and sort of as you like slide up, they both turn face to you and are just like, "Hey."
Like, hey, and he's gonna probably do the same move. He's gonna take one each by a hand, take them to the shadows, and he's only gonna take 1 more, so he's probably gonna take just a little from Haley, we'll say.
Okay.
Got to leave the other one wanting something later. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So then he should just be at 1 hunger then.
Yep. You just slake 1 hunger, and you know, Courtney's not like really paying attention. She kind of just thinks you're like kissing Haley on the neck, and as you sort of like stop and as you've had your fill, she's like, "No fair. Why does she get kisses and I don't?"
He will lean over and give Courtney a bloody kiss.
Okay.
And say, "Just something to remember me by. I'll be back later."
And she just smiles and says, Okay.
Okay.
See you around. Yep.
And then as soon as he's done with them, he just walks away. So.
Okay.
And then by that time, should be almost time to meet up with Whisper. So.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I walk in and there's basically like heaps of women in various corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may just kind of gesture around and sees Whisper. He's like, if you need a snack, there's plenty around.
Thanks, but I'm actually I'm actually fine. So anyway, yeah. So do we have? We're in a club, so it's kind of hard to have a private conversation, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's probably early enough that the music's
Yes.
not that loud. But
Yeah, it's early enough where there's not like a ton of people other than like the regulars. Like there are like a few stragglers who aren't regulars, but it hasn't like reached peak hours yet where the
Okay, well then I'll just lean over and tell you. I think Marcus is still at that house we've been keeping an eye on.
Okay, so all right, so we don't know where Marcus is necessarily.
Well, no, he went to that. He went to the house at 5 o'clock this morning, and
Okay.
out. So he went somewhere else after the club, but
Okay.
we don't know where.
I'm gonna glance around in the club to make sure Marcus hasn't arrived.
All right, make me a wits awareness check.
Okay. Three successes.
3 successes. You glance around. You know most of the regulars, so anyone who isn't a regular tends to stand out to you. And you've had an intimate encounter with Marcus. So you are sort of keeping an eye out for him, but he's not standing out in the crowd to you. So
Okay.
it appears that he's not here right now.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Jose. If you see Marcus come in, send me a text.
Oh, sure. What? Like just that he's here?
Yeah.
Okay, sure, man.
And tonight's a night off for Ephraim. There's probably a different DJ tonight or something. So, but he keeps Jose there most nights just to keep an eye on things. So, basically, Jose's my Guillermo. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
so, Gizmo. So. Okay. So okay, and then he'll come back over to Whisper and be like, "Let's go."
Where are we going, to Tremere or to that house?
Tremere. I got something I got to drop off, and he's gonna pat his pocket. He's got the vial.
Maybe they'll be able to find out something about it, because did Delilah tell us about getting burned?
I don't think so. I don't think we've seen her.
No. I haven't told anybody except my sire.
I was gonna say that's kind of a group chat kind of thing. So
No.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys do today? Well, I got burned supernaturally.
From that asshole.
It's like a dude pointed a flashlight at me and it burned my hands.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
So we probably don't know that yet.
You don't yet, yeah.
Okay.
No,
She's probably sleeping right now, and then she's gonna go somewhere. Try to find her friends.
Around.
Yeah, you know. Mm-hmm.
Well, I did send a message to you as well that Marcus is at
Oh.
the house.
Okay.
At Alice's house, so
Okay.
whatever we make of that. Let's go and see what else we can find out about him. Maybe the Tremere might be able to figure out some of his blood.
All right, so going off to the Tremere Chantry.
Yeah.
Aight. So, you make your way back to the Tremere Chantry. Whisper for the first time. The exterior appears to be a pseudo remodeled historic home. About mid 1800s, and as you approach the front door, Rick is standing outside, waiting for the two of you.
Rick, how you doing?
Hi, Rick. Haven't seen you for long.
I'm good. So you got the request already, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Fuck
You don't
around.
waste time.
Get these things done.
That's how you get people to like you.
He's very efficient.
I guess so. And he sort of gestures to the door, says, "Well, you're the guest of honor."
All right. Knock, knock.
You take the sort of like
Adam's family knocker thing.
Yeah, and then just
Yeah.
And about a minute goes by, and the woman, the sort of like young woman from before, answers the door once again, and almost looks a little bewildered to see you standing there. And she says, "You have business?"
I do indeed, ma'am. May I see Pierce, please?
Well, I assume you wouldn't be asking if you weren't expected.
My mother raised me to be polite, ma'am.
It would be certainly at your own peril otherwise. And she sort of gestures you and your small entourage to enter.
I'll walk you around. I will take a look at what's the security like.
Gargoyles.
I kind of do that automatically because that's
Yeah, that's just how you are. Sure, make me a wits awareness check.
okay. Also, is it like a combination? Do they have any mundane security, or they purely rely on?
There was the ADT sign outside.
4 successes.
4 successes. As far as like mundane security goes, you do see what appears to be like a few cameras stationed outside the premises, but to your keen thieves' eye, you can sort of tell that the cameras look in perfectly fine condition, but do not seem to be operating at the moment.
Okay, are they actually off, or are they just fake cameras?
They look real, so you have to imagine they're just off.
Okay. And do I notice any kind of more supernatural things?
You notice a few sort of like tiny sigils dispersed here and there. As if for what they might be used for, you're not entirely sure off the top of your head, but you're like, looks like spooky witch shit. And the young woman will look to Ephraim and Rick and say, "I trust you remember where the office is."
Sure do. Just kind of give a curt nod and just stroll like he owns the place to the
You don't, McGuff.
to the doorway, which I think was down a hallway, then down some stairs or something like that.
That is correct.
And then the door on the right, I think.
Yes, it was the second door on the right. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Once you get to the sort of like extremely remodeled hallway down the stairs.
Knock, knock.
And you just hear, "Come in."
Okay. He'll turn the door and knob and just open it very slowly.
All right, you open it slowly, and You see Pierce sort of just like writing something in what appears to be a journal at his desk, and if he sort of just like begins like tapping the pen in one spot for a while, and as he hears the door open up, he looks up at you. Hello.
Hello. I trust you remember our deal?
I do.
And he will gesture over his shoulder and say, "This is Whisper, a coterie member of mine."
Nice to meet you. Was Pierce.
Greetings.
May we come in?
You may.
All right. He's going to walk over and reach into his coat pocket, and he'll pull out the vial, say, and just kind of have it in his hand and say, "We ran into Marcus."
And Pierce does not say anything. Instead, he just sort of like extends his hand out for you to place the vial in it.
Just drops it in there. Say, "We ran into Marcus. Got the blood sample and a little skin as well."
Interesting. You are efficient.
I always pay my debts. Now let me tell you, he was breathing, so I don't know much about these thin bloods. Do they still have a pulse and breathe? And I don't know a lot about them.
I have heard that some are more lifelike than others. I'm unsure as to whether they are actually breathing and have a beating heart, or if it's just expert manipulation of their body of some kind. Perhaps there is some remnant of their mortal days.
He's pretty cocky. And we talked about one of the products that's being created. It's called Elevate. Apparently it imbues the user with greater dexterity.
A fancy parlor trick, I suppose. Fancy's giving a bit too much credit.
Yeah.
But why does this Elevate concern me?
Sounds like it could potentially be used by Thin Bloods or maybe others. And to me, sounds like just asking for trouble with too many cameras out in the world these days. Somebody might see somebody acting a little more dexterous than maybe a normal person could be. It could potentially be a Masquerade violation. And he'll kind of look over at the Hound.
Yeah.
For confirmation.
And he just gives you a reaffirming nod.
And I believe we also found out that he might be dabbling in some sort of fire magic as well, but we haven't seen any evidence of that
Yeah. It's okay. It'll work eventually.
I just...
Yeah. When you mentioned
dramatic pause.
Oh yeah. When you mentioned the fire magic, Pierce does cock an eyebrow and does look a bit more intrigued now. Fire magic, you say?
Yeah, apparently there have been some evidence that he's been dabbling into it. Like I said, we haven't actually observed him do anything with it.
Where did you hear such things, if you do not mind my asking?
A friend told me. I'd have to speak to them to find out if they'll be okay with me sharing their details.
What friend?
Like I just said, I'll have to ask them if they'll be okay with me sharing their details. You understand?
And he just says,
I mean, I'll talk to them and get back to you. They give me the word.
I think I would like to talk to them myself.
I'll see what we can do.
Well, is there anything else you need, or do you just intend to linger?
Oh, is there anything you can find out from the blood?
Yeah, that's what he wants to know.
I could. I do intend to.
Okay. All right. then
Sharing
he's
that
gonna-
information with you was not necessarily in the plan, however.
He's gonna clap a hand on Whisper's shoulder, and like, yeah, let's let our friend work on it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're gonna let us know what you find.
And we might have some information for you, and we can maybe do an exchange later. But either way, good luck on your research.
Appreciated.
Yeah, because if these guys are a serious masquerade threat, I just would like to make sure that all the proper authorities are notified.
Am I a proper authority?
I believe so.
He sort of like looks a small smirk.
Kiss ass detected. So
Yeah, it sort of like slips for like a moment before he like goes back to the more like stoic appearance. Interesting. Well, if your friend's information is worthwhile, then perhaps we can do a business exchange once again.
I think that
Sure.
sounds a great idea. And he'll turn to his companions and been like, give them the look like, okay, we need to go now.
Yeah. I post around and leave.
Yeah. He's like, thanks again, Pierce. It's been great doing business with you.
As you say.
All right.
And yeah, and Rick is sort of just on the way out says, "Pleasure working with you as always, Pierce." And he says, "As you say, mutt." And and Rick just closes the door behind him.
Not a word until we are way away from the chantry. So,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you speed walk with a purpose out of that place and down the block.
Is he always that friendly? And forthcoming?
he was actually a little friendlier before we gave him the sample. So he's got what he wanted now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just leave him to it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and Rick sort of chimes in and says, he also looked like he was getting ready to just make you tell him what he wanted before something made him pause.
Yeah. And he's like, I think because Rick was there. So
Yeah, I think so too.
if it was just the two of us, I think you'd be laid out telling somebody secrets. So
Oh, that wouldn't have been that useful to them. But yeah. I figured thanks for being with us, Rick, because I figured with you around and
yeah.
prepared to push much.
Yeah, I figured it would be best if I was here, seeing as, for better or worse, I'm kind of responsible for you guys, and I know that as much as the Tremere are the Tremere, they don't want to cause a scandal for no reason.
Well, so I think we might have some to trade to him later. So I'll just speak to the rest of the coterie.
So, what was this whole thing about fire magic?
Well, we saw some files that apparently Marcus has been researching that. I mean, we know where he is at the moment. He's at Alice's house. Oh, he went in there at 5 o'clock. Can't see him. He's went out for bed.
Okay. Well, good to know. And he looks like he's sort of like mulling something over, and he sort of like starts like muttering to himself a little bit.
Rick, can we, how can we get this information to the prince then? Can we trust you to deliver it?
I can deliver it to the sheriff, who can then deliver it to the prince.
Okay.
Well, so far we don't really have enough to like do much against Marcus because he hasn't really done anything.
I agree. But now that you mentioned that whole... I feel like I remember hearing or reading something about thin blood fire magic or something of the like. I need to go look through some notes. That rings a bell, but I'm blanking. Is there anything else you need from me right now?
I think so.
Not for me.
No, I'm fine.
I'm heading
All right.
back to the Diablo Club.
All right. Well, keep the others in your coterie in the loop. I'm gonna go sift through some notes, and I'll get back to you if I find anything relevant.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll update the rest of the coterie. I'll send out like a message to Delilah and add a character. Can't remember now. Sorry,
Thanks,
I'm terrible with names.
It's okay.
Thanks.
It's okay.
Thanks, Whisper. That'd be great. He just kind of like turns around, just like, I'm off to back being. I'm going back to be a god again. So.
Going back to be a god on my night off.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. Such humility.
Yeah.
All right, so so Whisper, you message Delilah and Evane the deets.
What are we doing? She like just woke up again. Like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah. You get a message from Whisper about them having gone to the...
Yeah, first there's a message waiting that Marcus is at Alice's house.
Yes, there's that one initially.
Wow. Okay. And?
Well, just FYI. if you're looking for him, then
I have a few more details, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Where are we going tonight?
Well, Ephraim is at the Diablo Club, so maybe we can just meet up there.
Okay.
Oh, we dropped off the blood sample with the Tremere. They were
Oh. Okay. Good. Good.
as cordial as expected.
All right. I'm gonna get ready to go.
And I'll amble over to Diablo Club.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole mask thing again, and maybe wear a different jacket. And
right.
that kind of thing. She's probably wearing like a full-length dress in black just to be annoying, I guess.
Just to be annoying.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm gonna walk down there and try to avoid Marcus entirely if I can, and then I'll tell my coterie what happened to me. So.
So.
Okay, well, so it seems he does have some sort of fire magic thing actually going. Anyway, we did mention to Pierce that, well, explain about that. We told him that we know about the fire magic, but we didn't say it came from you, Delilah. So He said he wants to speak to the person who gives the information. So if you're ready to speak to him, then we can arrange it later.
I'm just gonna put a question mark and like walk out the door. Make sure you lock it this time.
You son of a bitch.
What we got? You got something he wants, so it's up to you if you want to trade it or not.
All right, fine.
All right.
So
Well,
typing back in. Fine.
yeah, and you all eventually convene back at the Diablo Club, where it's a bit more hopping now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ephraim on the stage is a pseudo rival DJ in your eyes anyway, since you're so full of yourself.
Yeah.
By the name of DJ Hot Flash.
Is it a 52-year-old woman? So
I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering.
No, it's actually ironically a 16-year-old boy.
Okay. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with him about that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just kind of watch, kind of like, he's all right. I don't really have any rivals, just pretenders to the throne.
That's an even better perspective.
It is, yeah.
But for his night off, it's it's and if people seem to be enjoying themselves, just not as much as they enjoy his sets,
Yes, exactly. Because how could anybody?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He has. I mean, he's obviously not the owner, so he doesn't have like his own, private area. But he definitely lives in the VIP area. So,
yeah, which he more or less has free reign about.
Yeah. So, when the others would arrive, he'll shoo all the girls away, and and have them sit down, and I guess that's where we will then discuss him basically, Whisper basically offering up Delilah, or
I think he has.
and that's when he says, "You son of a bitch," and he just laughs. He's like,
Hi.
If you
"It'll
don't
be all
want
right,
to,
Delilah."
yeah, if you don't want to deal with him, then we can just not tell him.
The other day, last time we were in here, you sent me to go follow Marcus and see where he goes. Yeah, he's an asshole. He burned my hands. They were black.
Oh.
It was
What
painful.
did he do?
He grabbed my hands and set them on fire. And I contacted my sire when I got back home, and he helped me to find. I drain rats, and feeling a little better now. But I don't want to see Marcus ever again.
No, that's a bit more serious.
Yeah. I'm better
Thank
now.
you.
But
So what, didn't he have anything to burn you with? Or he just...
he had a cigarette in his mouth, but that's not what he used. His hands went up, grabbed mine.
So he didn't do any kind of like magic wave his hands or anything?
Nope, just grabbed them and torched it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I talked to my sire, and he helped me figure out what to do, because I don't feed from people, I feed from rats. It just feels a little more ethical, and there's always more rats. So, I mean...
He's like, there's more blood in one of my girls if you want a little something different.
I don't know. I think I'd freak them out.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that asshole needs to die. I just can't handle this anymore.
I don't know if that's our place to say he needs to die.
I'm just angry at the moment. I'm not going to do anything.
I get it.
Yeah,
But,
who knows how many people he's done this to before, or vampires he's done this to before,
That's a very good question.
Yeah, and I'll be less angry eventually, but not right now.
I love that coming from the most humane vampire. That asshole needs to die.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, think of what he did, I mean,
That is true.
She's angry.
He did burn her pretty terribly, yeah.
Yeah, she's irate about this.
Well, at least you know where he is, but I'm still wondering what his play is, because why is he actually doing all this?
Sorry.
I'm wondering what he's up to. What is he trying to do?
I have no idea.
He's a dealer. He's just he's spreading the materials around for these thin bloods to make their potions or whatever the hell they are.
Oh, yeah, Dad. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna find that the other kindred in the city are a little tired of these wannabes. So, but we've reported things as we were asked to do. So, I think we deserve a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, I think we're technically asked to actually deal with the thin blood issue. I mean, the thin bloods are still active.
Well, that's why I wanted to communicate things up the chain. Got to make sure you follow the chain of command.
Okay.
So let's see what because Rick said he's going to talk to the sheriff. Sheriff's going to talk to the prince.
Yeah.
Because deal with can mean many different things. It could
That's
mean
very true.
Yeah.
We weren't necessarily given orders to kill them.
No, I'm just angry. I'll get over it.
And he'll lean over and actually, in a very humane act, actually pat her on the shoulder.
You're reaching up then, because Nosferatus are tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Delilah is at the very least.
pat her on the
Yeah.
shoulder.
Delilah is tall.
Like, let's not worry about killing anybody yet until we get the authorization.
I know. I'm just angry. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
One person I would like to speak to, I'm not sure how to get hold of her, is Alice.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Well, I would like to speak to Alice, who's the actual cook who actually manufactures the...
Oh, yeah, Alice. Yeah.
Oh, Alyssa. Okay.
Alyssa, sorry.
Got it.
All
Okay.
good.
So Alyssa is the one who actually manufactures things, and we don't know, because apparently Marcus is somebody who recently started working with her.
Yeah.
So there's something going on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in all my monitoring, did I see somebody who might be Alyssa coming in and out of the house? Promise I don't know what she looks like.
I'd like to know what Marcus is doing next. You're keeping an eye on that house.
Yeah.
I'm a little hesitant to engage any of them just yet, because I'm sure Marcus is a little pissed off now and is going to go talk to his own kind. He'll kind of say that with a little bit of venom dripping out of his mouth.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think he knows there is a connection between you and Delilah.
Not yet. He's going to figure it out if he hasn't already figured it out.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he and I are pretty close, but I have the feeling that's going to change.
I think you might be right.
All right. And sort of as you're all sitting around this table in the VIP lounge, you all get sort of like message on your pagers, and it's from Rick, and it says, "Are you all together? If so, where?"
Who wants to respond?
I could respond. Delilah will spend Boltra at the Diablo, not sure where.
Diablo Club.
Yeah. Not sure where the fourth member is.
Whatever her name is.
She's so quiet. So.
Yeah. Actually, she's probably sitting right there, just too quiet.
Exactly.
She's just reverted back to her quiet, mousy personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Sorry. We all there.
Right.
But so you message him, and he says, "Okay, be there soon. Have some info to share."
Okay.
All right.
And a little bit of time goes by. and sort of like you're peeking out of the VIP lounge, and you see Rick sort of like walking through the club, where he is quickly intersected by Gremory, Yormala, Ephraim.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears that they start chatting him up a little bit. And that a couple minutes goes by before it seems that he's able to sort of like make his escape, as it were, and join all of you in the VIP section.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ephraim noticed it, but isn't going to say anything.
Okay.
Mm.
And says, so you're sure that he uses or is led to or lead to believe that he uses fire magic?
Yes, I experienced it myself.
You experienced it yourself?
Yep. Did not know he could do that.
Oh. You don't look too worse for the wear, so...
Yeah, well, my sire helped me to recover my hands, but yeah.
I think that was more a warning shot than anything else. That's the impression I got.
You didn't feel it though. You know? Yeah. So I guess he's got some fire power. Like he was smoking a cigarette, but he didn't use that. He just grabbed my hands, and the next thing I know, they're on fire.
All right. Well, I don't know this for sure. There's limited information on them, but I thought it had sounded familiar in sort of things that I've stumbled across. And I believe Marcus may be what some people call a sunburner.
Okay.
Burner.
I mean, that's kind of what happened, I guess, but
They are thin bloods who follow the path of the sun.
what
Okay.
does that mean?
Yeah.
Are they hippie Timbloods?
Well, whether you know the term or not, most kindred in the Ivory Tower and Anarchs follow what's known as the path of humanity. But the path of the sun is a different way of looking at unlife by thin bloods or duskborn or whatever you want to call them, who are a part of the Black Hand.
Would we know the term the Black Hand?
Make me a intelligence occult roll to see if you know what the Black Hand is.
Yeah. I mean, I know, but...
Blair does, but... yeah.
Same here. Intelligence plus occult. So intelligence.
2 successes.
2 successes.
All right, what am I supposed to
1
roll?
success.
Sorry.
Occult plus intelligence.
Okay. So I can figure that out on the character sheet.
1 success.
you
I've
have on
heard of
the
it, but I
right.
have no idea.
Yeah, okay. Occult plus intelligence.
Yep.
And we have this.
2 successes.
Mhm.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Whisper, you know the name, but you don't really know anything about them. Ephraim and Delilah, you sort of know the broad, the very broad strokes of the Black Hand, otherwise known as the Sabbat.
Okay.
But this Path of the Sun is not ringing any bells to any of you.
So, if this guy is possibly a link with the Sabbat, he's definitely bad news for being
He's
in our
definitely
city.
bad news.
Definitely.
So, it sounds like he definitely needs to be dealt with.
Well, shouldn't he be captured and interrogated first?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's something that the sheriff would organize a way to capture this guy and bring him in, aka not volunteering himself.
Yeah. So he might be trying to infiltrate the city by kind of setting up a power base by working with Alisa and the rest of the Bloods. The Thin Bloods are also in this spot.
It's unclear. At the very least, he seems to be coordinating with this specific, I guess, coterie, for lack of a better term, of Thin Bloods over in Fulton Heights. But
like he's trying to recruit him, you think?
Potentially. At the very least, he seems to be teaching one of them a thing or two.
Okay.
As for if he has hooks in any other Thin Bloods across the city, it's hard to know at the moment. Or if he's the only one, or if there are more like him in the city. That'll require a deeper investigation.
Oh.
So what are you going to do about it, Rick?
Well, I am going to report to the sheriff these findings and go from there. Until then, keep dealing with this Fulton Heights group, and I'll ask the sheriff's advice on what the plans might be for a grander scale investigation.
Cool.
To see if this is an isolated incident or not.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Well, just wanted to keep you informed.
Thank you for that. So I think we're just trying to keep stay away from Marcus.
Yeah.
The rest of the group directly.
Yeah.
No. What's your plan going forward then?
Can I advise my Walla, or however you say that word, that maybe security ought to be on the lookout for Marcus? Just that he could be, maybe say that he was seen with a gun or something, and that they should be careful and try not to let him in the club if they can help it.
Okay. Maybe you can definitely do that when your little group sessions convening.
Yeah.
But yes, you can definitely do that.
In terms of the group, I don't think there's anything from Ephraim's point of view. There's nothing to be done. It's just waiting.
What are we waiting for? Well, to get back from
Because he ain't going near this Alyssa. He ain't going anywhere near Their Bloods.
Yeah.
Because who knows what's being planned. So he's just waiting. So for more information. Now you guys can go engage if you want to, but
I suggest we wait. We've got like cameras set up on the place so we can monitor who comes and goes. And it also allows to pick up if there's any major change in activity right now. Because I'm wondering now if because now he's on to Delilah, I'm wondering if that'll trigger some sort of response.
Personally, I think Delilah will just keep her head down.
Yeah.
Because definitely don't need this guy figuring out where you live.
He'll never know.
Anything. So.
All right. Well, I'll go let the sheriff know. A word of advice, though. I'd start exploring more avenues. If you don't give something a bit more definitive, don't get me wrong, this information is very helpful and very important for the security of the Masquerade. But for your specific task at hand, it won't look good for you.
You also don't want us just charging in and bungling things then, do you? Right?
Definitely not, because if you did that, then I would look bad.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, instead of stalling, you might want a little more forward momentum. And he just stands up and makes his leave.
Okay.
So.
Ephraim's going to clap his hands together and be like, all right, good talk, team. I'm going to go. I got the rest of the night to party. You guys can stay if you want.
Let's stay for a while.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a bit. As soon as I see Marcus, I'm leaving.
Yes, speaking of which, Ephraim, you do go and give Gremory the DL on Marcus, and they they believe that you wouldn't be wasting their time with this if it wasn't serious, so they are sure to let all the security know to keep an eye out for an individual matching Marcus's description.
Would we have any? If they're able to, he would suggest they could probably he could tell what day that he was in, and say, okay, around this time, if they wanted to go back and check the cameras, if they wanted to get a picture of him. So, but he's going to leave that up to the security professionals, because that's not his concern. So
right.
And
but they do make note of that that notice.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because the only other thing with this Alyssa is, I mean, we can go talk to her, but I'm guaranteed Marcus has talked to her.
Yes.
So that's why, as much as Rick wants us to keep moving on it, I'm thinking we're gonna fuck it up if we alert them too much. So I'd rather lay back and play it cool and get scolded for that, rather than why did you do this? So but
well, that's definitely an option, but yeah, because now I'm worried about what else is he up to.
Yeah. CYA. Cover your ass. So, yeah, that's really all he's gonna do for the rest of the evening. It's just party. So.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to spend a lot of time just checking those cameras, seeing if there's any unusual activity, things coming in and out.
All right, sounds good. So you sort of just like...
I'm basically just checking if there's some sort of response after what happened with Delilah.
Yeah.
If Marcus is calling in extra people or having extra deliveries or taking stuff out, kind of any signs that he's actually changed his plans, based on the fact that people tried to interfere with him, or is he
You
business as
check.
usual?
You check the cameras, and it looks like Marcus left about 2 hours ago, give or take, and then arrived back at the house about an hour and a half after that, so about like 30 minutes ago.
So
He
just
arrived
out,
back at the house. He just left for a bit and then he came back.
Okay, alone or with somebody, or is he carrying anything?
Yeah, he left by himself, but there was a middle-aged woman who sort of like saw him in and out of the house.
Okay. That might be Alyssa, because we don't actually know what she looks like at the moment.
And do me a favor, Whisper, and make me a wits awareness check real quick.
Should we maybe just talk to CC? One, two, three, four, five. 5 successes.
5 successes. All right, so sort of like from your booth where you've sort of like set up and just like watching the cameras, you sort of like look up and yeah, you look up and then you look back and then you quickly like look back up again as you see as you gain some recognition, and across the dance floor, sort of set up at the bar, sort of just playing with her drink, you see staring back at you. What the fuck? I'm blanking on her name entirely. You see staring back at you, Jody Milliner.
Mhm.
The
That
woman
person-
who broke into your house and took her painting back.
Okay. Well, did she see me, or she just?
Yep, she's staring right at you.
I put the phone away and walk up to her.
And she's sort of just like playing with the drink in her hand, not sipping it at all. Having a nice
Lots of
night
that
out.
going around. Yes, I am. And you? The
So
teacher is
far,
pretty
so
good
good.
tonight.
I've heard better. But it's tolerable.
That's good. So what brings you here? Just out for a night, or?
Just out and about. My family invests in this club.
Really? You know Ephraim? He's around here somewhere. He's probably drinking somebody at the moment.
Not personally, but I know of him.
That's a good investment, I think. You said you're good at finding people.
I like to think so. And if I'm not good at finding people, I know people who can find people.
Because there's a person who would like to know what they've been up to. Help with that? Obviously, I mean, I'll be ready to pay, or how you run things.
Depends on who you're looking for.
A guy named Marcus. Unfortunately, we don't have a surname. Really that much about him.
Description?
I have a pull of. I mean, I've been like monitoring him. I've got probably a bunch of photos by now. So
Yeah.
just go over one.
And she looks him over, and she's like, "What exactly do you want to know?"
Basically, what's he up to? I mean, we know that he's smuggling some things, and that we're trying to figure out what his activities are and where he gets supplies from.
All right. I can do my best to find that out.
I think I'll owe you a boon for that. Always depends what
We
you
can-
find out.
We can play that game if you want.
I mean, if you want something retrieved, I'm actually pretty good at that. But
I've noticed.
See that?
And I'll have to keep that in mind.
Well, it was good to meet you. And yeah, your club is doing well.
Well, not my club, but I do make a little bit of a profit from it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I just got to sit there with her for a while.
All right.
Pull in Vampire Watch.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you guys sort of just chit chat for a little bit. On a less serious note.
All right.
All right, Delilah. So you're still chilling around the club. What you up to?
I'm not even sure. I think she's gonna get a drink and play with it like everybody else is doing.
That's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah, she's gonna do that, and then
if I see that she's like out of sorts, I'll call her over once we're kind of like me and other person get moved on to like a more casual conversation.
Okay, yeah, I'll walk over with the drink, holding it up. Hi,
Delilah. This is Melinda.
Oh, hi, Melinda.
I'm kind of
Melinda.
Cody, wasn't it?
out of character. I'm
yeah.
terrible with names, but then again, thinking my character actually has very few social skills, probably terrible with names as well. You can go with that.
Yeah, I thought you were just straight up just lying about her name to Delilah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm terrible with names, but at this side now, it actually works for my character because he has like very little. He has like charisma 1. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you introduce her as Melinda.
Yeah.
Okay. She sort of like cocks an eyebrow at you and has like a bit of a playful smirk on her face when you say that.
That's like then I catch on. Oh, I mean, sorry, I forgot what's your.
Like, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, I'm Delilah.
As he said, Melinda.
Okay.
So what brings you to the club?
I
I
guess.
like your mask, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It helps me feel more secure.
I know a few people like that.
Yeah, it's just easier this way. And I'm gonna sit down and like play with the drink a little bit. And yeah, I'm just here because my friends are here. So
One of those occasions.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, my friend is a part owner in this club, so.
Oh, that's really neat.
We invest a small portion, but yes.
Oh, that's great. It means the club's looked after, so that's good.
Whatever helps the arts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she sort of just like sets her glass down and says, "It was a pleasure meeting you." And she sort of like puts her hand on your shoulder, whisper, and sort of like leans into leans into a whisper in Whisper's ear. Whisper in Whisper's ear. And it says, "Talk to you later, George." and she leaves.
Oh. She's good. Anyway.
Yeah,
I've asked her to help her a bit look into Marcus.
Oh, good.
Very good at finding out stuff about people.
I hope he doesn't attack her like he attacked me.
I have a feeling she can take care of herself.
I thought I could too.
That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be completely fine now, so.
Yeah, my sire helped me, so yeah, better. I don't want to see Marcus ever again.
Fortunately, I have a feeling we might before this is all over, but
Yeah, I know.
We'll keep our distance for now.
It's easier to keep your distance if he doesn't show up.
I have the impression the security probably won't let him in here.
Oh, that's good.
Don't he? Hopefully, he won't be prepared to cause a scene in public. But you never know.
I don't know.
So we need to invest in some asbestos clothing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some a little bit, and sort of like as you're just chatting, and Ephraim's off partying,
Right.
you all get another sort of like message on your pagers, and once again
What
from
is
Rick.
this? Oh.
And the message just says, "Cece's dead." And that's where we'll stop tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so our
Yeah.
plan
Then,
to
like-
go undercover is not quite working.
Mm.
Yeah. Ephraim's thought is kind of let's wait till tomorrow, but
Yeah.
It's so inconsiderate of Cece to die.
yeah, I
How
mean,
dare she just die on us?
Jesus, I mean, all right,
Okay.
that was fun. Thank you.
It was.
Nice, thank you.
You just ratchet up the paranoia. So,
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody who was watching on the stream. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to share our fun games with you. Let's see who might have a plug or things they might want to advertise. There's at least two of you, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go with the most obvious one first.
Yeah,
Jen?
start with the tried and
It's always me.
true.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, I'm the host of the Shattered Soulstone podcast. It's been around since like 2011 or something like that. And it's mostly about all the Diablo games, what's coming out next. I try to avoid the data mine stuff because it'll show up eventually, right? And you can find it out at shatteredsoulstone.com. Most episodes come out on Saturdays.
Okay. And Lysias, anything going on?
Next week, Wednesdays, we got Light and Shadows, our Simba Room game going on the channel, and you'll catch us again here next Friday for more River City Runs Red.
Any good comic tips?
Any good comic tips?
A couple weeks ago, you told us about the vampire.
That is true. I did tell you about that. I'm not super up to date on like comics that are going on right now. Although I think there is like a Zatanna comic going on right now, which I am very interested in. And I'm definitely gonna collect that. I fucking love Zatanna. But I also am a big Assassin's Creed fan, and so I read Assassin's Creed Conspiracies, which is an Assassin's Creed story set during World War II, which is something that fans are always clamoring to see. They really like they just like the idea of Assassin's Creed in World War II. So it was a neat little story.
Cool. All right. Well, here at the channel, my friend, our storyteller, covered 2 of the games for next week. We will have our Werewolf the Apocalypse game, Controlled Burn, next Thursday. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go this week, but we will pick up the story again next week. So thanks again to everybody who's watching tonight, and we will see you again next week. Good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.